we say we want gender equity, we mean we want the same opportunities to grow and thrive, work hard and succeed as men have. After all, we're 50-50. But within that 50% womanhood, there are many variations that get misunderstood. We all have identities on top of our gender, and some of those get supported better. Race, religion, and nationality, age, ability, and sexuality. There is no one-size-fits-all strategy to empowering women equitably. Let's talk about norms. They're used to define the traits and qualities that fit in line with what we expect to see and hear. The narrower they are, the more women disappear. In order to support the mental space for all women to thrive in this little rat race, we need to expand the norms we believe are indicative of what it looks like to succeed. Language, mannerisms, accents, style. Let's not make some women go the extra mile to conform to standards that are arbitrary and don't reflect the skills that are necessary. Even things as simple as where we pee can be less inclusive when they're binary. Gender has many more variations. Restrooms can be safe or intimidating. Feeling forced into boxes can hurt. And also, not all women wear skirts. Speaking of not one size fits all, swag is a place where we often drop the ball. First of all, unisex means men's, and within women's styles, there are at least 10 fits and sizes that can embody the many shapes of women's bodies. It's easy to do, and so we should order shirt sizes that make us feel good. Another good intention gone wrong is when we talk about benefits for moms, as though they are there for all women, and as though they are not also there for men. Breast milk shipping and pumping stations are only for a subset of the women population. These benefits are crucial. There's still a mom penalty, and we need to support moms with vast amenities. But we need to remember not all women are mothers, and when we conflate the two, some can feel othered. We also need cultures that support all women, regardless of whether or not they have children. And also remember, not all mothers deliver, or nurse, or bleed, or are primary caregivers. When we talk about support for moms, let's go beyond the clinical so that we don't make some mothers feel nearly invisible. Employee resource groups, or ERGs, are a great way to support underrepresented employees. One popular incarnation of this employee perk is the formation of a women's network. This is a great way to create community and advocate for practices that push for equity. But we also must remember that not everybody considers their gender their most pressing identity. In need of support in a centered space, many find that in their sexuality or race, or ability, or age, or veteran status, or multiple different identities, and that is why we need to focus on intersectionality, to collaborate between networks and serve all identities. Another place gender equity comes into play is our necessary focus on equal pay. We acknowledge when all women make the same staples as men did last year. It's usually in April. But this is a miss. It's not indicative of dollars that take longer to attain for women of color. Black women don't catch up until later in the summer, and Latina women take all the way to November. Equal pay is crucial to workplace equity, so let's make sure we're looking at it granularly. Historically, white women are the first to see progress. We can't relax until no women see any less. How we communicate needs to be as nuanced as the many ways that women are seen as too hard or too soft. Not all women respond to words and images in the same way and with the same references. Much of the marketing around women's goods has a very narrow definition of womanhood. We don't all love pink, don't all want to be skinny, don't all drink sparkling peach appletinis. We don't all wear heels, we don't all like cooking, we don't all want husbands or children or bling. And we don't have the same interpretation of language, like full court press or competitive advantage. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater might not make sense to a different culture. The way we communicate opportunities needs to account for different personalities. Some women are ready to raise their hand for the next big thing they want to do, and some women won't, but doesn't mean they're not qualified. They might be scared to ask, but we need to put that aside and create career paths that don't require the loudest and proudest women to aspire. A seat at the table is not enough to create equity if women don't feel comfortable and safe to share their ideas in the way that works for them. That's why 75% of airtime in meetings goes to men. And what about introverts and remote employees, ESL speakers and those that speak softly? Without a chance to contribute equally, it's hard to attain true gender equity. The many variables that women need to succeed are far more than 20 slides can capture at fast speed. Scheduling, temperature, accessibility, breaking down biases, and providing flexibility. We need to remember women's many identities and then create systems that work towards equity. This is more than a list or some boxes to check. We have multi-dimensional matrices to inspect, to break down the 50% into stories and understand women in all of their glory. But the hard work is worth it without a doubt. We have too much untapped talent just waiting to come out. We're all here tonight because we give a shit about gender equity, and this is it.